What's going on, guys? It's Brandon. So, I'm not mad all the time. Okay, I was fine yesterday after that video. I have to let people have it when they deserve to have it. And a lot of people have been asking me the backstory on what's going on here. They're like, What's the deal?" And a lot of other people are giving me a lot of information behind the scenes. They're like, "You hit the nail on the head with these guys because they are just disrespectful." And it's just so anyway, let's just stick to my stories and not get into other people's stories because I don't want to do a bunch of hearsay stuff. But let's just say I had a lot of people high-fiving me behind the scenes after I made these videos yesterday, that video I made, because they're just like, "You hit it on the head. These guys are disrespectful idiots. They think that they know everything." And anyway, neither here nor there. So here's the whole story. Here's what makes me get that mad, okay? Because it takes a lot for me to get that mad. So basically, General Motors originally announces back in 2019 the whole schedule and all the different models. So a lot of people don't realize this. So they announced the Stingrays, they announced the Z06, they announced the Grand Sport, then they said there will be the zr1, and then they said after that there's going to be, there's going to be the E-Ray, then the Grand Sport, then the ZR1, and then the Zora. Okay, so they had the whole schedule laid out. Here's what it's all going to be. They even had years next to everything. Now, granted, those years have been bumped back because of COVID. Okay, a lot of people who are wide-body Corvette fans, they said, "Ooh, I'm going to wait for the Grand Sport." It was a common thing that was said across the forums. "I'm not going to mess with the E-Ray. I'm going to wait for the Grand Sport." So General Motors got wind of this. And for those of you who don't understand, I have a lot of friends on the inside. That means more than one, okay? And that's very important in the story, very soon, okay? So some of the people inside GM, believe it or not, actually like me, and they agree with me. And I'm like the bulldog where they get to point at me and they get to say, "See, if we don't fix this shit, this dude's going to sue us. He's going to start a class action." So contrary to what you guys might believe, there's more to the puzzle than meets the eye, okay? I'm not just at odds with everybody at General Motors. There are some people at GM who do like me. Okay, then there's the other people who are the ones who built the EDIF the way that they built it and the programs the way that they built it. And obviously, they don't like me because I'm exposing the flaw with the car. So you've got people like, I'm just calling a spade, doesn't make them bad people, but you have people like Justin at Horsepower Obsessed and Andrew at CSP who don't go out to the mountains and go one lateral G around turn after turn after turn. They don't care if the EDIF glitches. To them, it means nothing. It's a moot point. They're never going to drive the car like that. It's not what they do, okay? So I understand that. That's fine. I have empathy to understand what it's like to be a person who doesn't care about a car handling well. That's those two guys. They lack the empathy to understand what it's like to be a guy who can drive. And what the kicker is they honestly have this weird arrogance, okay? Because if somebody's better at basketball than me, they're better at basketball. If somebody's better at this than me, they're better at this than me. I have no problem sizing somebody up and saying, "You're a better kite surfer than I am. You're a better rollerblader than I am." I have no problem doing that, guys. These guys, since Corvettes are their profession, are delusional about pretending that they can fucking drive, and they can't. They fucking suck at driving. They fucking do, and I'll race them on a racetrack anytime. Andrew, anytime you want to meet on a road course, buddy, I'll meet you there, okay? So just cut the bullshit that you think you're the shit. You're not, okay? It's very simple. I will destroy you, okay? Same with Justin. These guys they're not good drivers, okay? So that being said, I don't hate them for that. That doesn't make me mad. What makes me mad is when you have a couple guys who can't drive for shit. They can't. And they think that they are going to talk down to me as if they're my superior. When I have video evidence that I'm at least friends with somebody who can drive really fast, and according to Justin and Andrew at CSP, it's me driving. Now, I'm not going to say that it's me driving. I'm not going to confirm that. I tell you it's the anonymous driver that's driving. But they accuse those driving videos of being me. So if you're them and you honestly believe these videos of somebody tearing around at 190 miles per hour doing 1.2 lateral G after 1.2 lateral G in the mountains is Brandon Byers, what possesses you to pretend that you're a better driver than me? Like, what the fuck kind of delusional drugs are you guys on? Okay? So with that said, I can even let that slide. I've never talked shit about their incapable inability to drive well. I've never done it. I don't care. Okay? And I can size people up because I talk to the guys out at Spring Mountain and they tell me who can drive and who can't. These guys have all been to Spring Mountain. I know how fast they are and how fast they aren't. Okay? I know what their skill level is. Okay? So I know I can destroy them. I can close one eye, drive one-handed, and destroy these guys. I promise you. Okay? So enough said. I think you guys understand that point. So then comes the next point of, do I have friends inside General Motors? Apparently these two, Justin and Andrew at CSP, take huge offense to the idea that I have friends inside GM. Andrew's told me that he has a friend inside GM, at least one. I have no problem with that. I don't doubt that. I would hope he has at least one fucking friend inside General Motors. Justin, it's kind of weird. I don't think he really has any friends inside GM of any importance. And that's fine. I don't hate the guy for that either. So what I tried to do was, I'm not like the go-to channel for knowledge. So there was a time when I had awesome, nice phone calls with Keith Cornett, awesome, nice phone calls with Justin. You guys know something? Did you guys know when I met Justin the first time in person? I was driving through the state of Pennsylvania. I was nowhere near his house. I had these little part gizmos that make the car better. The bars that go across the motor, it secures those better. I had these parts, and I said, hey, Justin, I want to give you these for free. Check them out, see what you think. He is the most unappreciative fucking piece of shit there ever was. I went over to his house, gave him these things for free, made a special trip, said, I like your channel, blah, 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 blah. I do a lot of technical stuff. I introduced myself. He saw that I made these parts, and never once said, hey man, thanks for giving me those things. Maybe that day he said thanks, but instead it was like he had this, you're not Lingenfelter, you're not Paragon. What are these things? He's too stupid to understand what the fuck they even do. Like, genuinely. But I let it go because I'm like, okay, the guy's not smart. I don't care. I'm not going to talk shit about him. So I let it go. But that's how we met, guys. I was nice to the guy. I gave him a fucking gift and spent a bunch extra gas money to go to his house. Okay? So, never talked bad about the guy. Just went to his house, gave him stuff, moved on. So then, time goes by. He gets involved in this tinning stuff. I say, dude, I want to try to give you business. And I did. And they fucking messed up the tint job. Okay? But neither here nor there. Clear wrap and tint. They fucked it up. But neither here nor there. I didn't blame Justin personally. One of his employees did it. I let it go. I kept it secret. I could have buried the dude. I could have fucked up his business. I didn't do that. So I continued to exchange information with Justin, hoping that one day it'll benefit his show. I started to notice a trend. Whatever I would tell Justin, he would start to say the opposite on his show. If I said, hey, I think that car at the ring is the Grand Sport, he would go the opposite way. And then we got to the point where I said, listen, my guys on the inside told me a while ago that there is absolutely a Grand Sport coming. There's no question. And they say it's next. Now, this was a couple years ago, right around the time of the E-Ray being launched. They said, absolutely, Brandon, Grand Sport's next, and it's a secret car. It's going to be a surprise. Okay? I have no reason to doubt my guys on the inside. They've never lied to me about anything. Everything that they've always told me is true. My guys on the inside have explained that the upcoming new chief engineer for Corvette would likely be a guy who agrees with me on a lot of points. And I said, what do you mean? They said, well, there's two camps inside Team Corvette. There's the guys who agree with you, and there's the guys who don't. I said, about what? They said about the mechanical diff. They said about the weight distribution, and they said about the 2 fuel pumps in the tank. I said, really? Interesting. Now we can all take a wild guess who was standing in the way. It's whoever's in charge. We know who was in charge. His name was Taj. Maybe, if it wasn't Taj, it was Mark Royce and Mary Barra. So in my videos, I have always attacked 3 people. And Eric Holder. I don't think that Eric Holder is smart when it comes to cars. He's smart with materials. He's smart with knowing how to source materials, different things like that. But he's not race car level smart. Okay? So, neither here nor there. So anyway, he's not smart enough to understand you need mechanical diffs in your high-end cars. So neither here nor there. I'm just going to go out on a limb and tell you guys a little secret. The new guy who's in charge of Team Corvette, the guy who replaced Taj, he didn't see eye to eye with Taj. He sees eye to eye with me on some things. I'm not the guy's friend. I'm not trying to throw him under the bus right now. I'm not trying to get him called into Mark Royce's office and say, are you friends with Brandon Byers? What I'm telling you guys is I have enough friends inside GM that they have told me what's going on. I believe them. With all that said, Taj stepped down at a very key time. Taj stepped down before the humiliation occurs about the electric SUV, which is a big mistake. It's going to be built at the plant up in Lansing, Michigan, the old Blackwing plant. They're going to build an electric car, sedan, Corvette. They're going to build an electric CUV, and they're going to build an electric SUV. Okay, 3 different cars coming back to back to back. Okay, GM realizes they fucked up and that they need to make them gas. Okay, Conti alluded to this as well. Okay, Conti, I know he has friends on the inside. I believe him because everything that Conti hears, I hear something similar. Okay, I hear details he doesn't get. He gets details I don't get. I used to be good friends with Conti too. We used to exchange information. I wanted to see Conti succeed too. I shared the magnesium transmissions with Conti because I saw them and I figured that they were coming on the Z06. Now they didn't come on the Z06, did they? They're coming on a later model perhaps. Or they're just cheating transmissions for the ring. Neither here nor there. So let's get back to Justin and Andrew at CSP, who are both Pennsylvania boys, and they're both in a clique with Street Speed. Now, I don't have any problem with Street Speed. I've never communicated with Street Speed. I'm not going to lie. He kind of annoys me. I'm sure I fucking annoy him. I'm sure half the fucking shit I say is over his head, and he thinks he's the shit. There's a common theme here with those 3, and they're connected. Okay, Street Speed, Andrew is the one who did his turbos, I believe, on his car. He definitely did the turbos on, Chevy Dude's car. And then Justin. And they're all right there in Pennsylvania. And it's like a little clique. When I was getting my car tinted, when I was still friends with Justin, I wanted to take Justin for a ride on the zr1. Justin had this weird ego. Justin said, Brandon, if you want to learn how to really drive, you'll meet us at the racetrack in Pennsylvania. And I'm just like, oh, I'm going to learn how to drive from Justin in Pennsylvania. But I didn't say that. I stayed respectful. I said, okay, I'll come to the racetrack in Pennsylvania, Justin. And Justin goes on to say, oh, Street Speed has a Z06 and he has Aero. Okay, that's cool. I'll race against Street Speed. Let's do it. I would love to race against Street Speed. Brandon, you have a lot to learn. And that's how this fucking pompous fat fuck talks, okay? That's how he talks, guys. It's disgustingly arrogant. And I'm not the only one who said he's arrogant. There's been a lot of people in South Florida who I'm friends with who said, I cannot stand the dude. He's so fucking arrogant. Now, don't get me wrong. I realize that Justin's probably insecure, okay? But he needs to learn that the way that he comes across one-on-one is extremely arrogant. Okay, neither here nor there. Let's continue. So what pissed me off with Justin was, instead of us keep it logical possibilities where we all try to put the puzzle together, okay? Like, I believe Justin when he says, I got inside guys and they say this. I don't doubt him. Justin is the first one between he and I who doubted my stuff and said, you're wrong, Brandon. He drew a line in the sand and said, go fuck yourself. You're full of shit. You're wrong. My guy says this, and I determined that that means that you're wrong, Brandon. Now, here's the irony, guys. Out of anybody who's ever been given evidence that a Grand Sport is the new body style, the new car that we're seeing, it is Justin. Remember, he made a video that said there's a 6.2 LT2 with 2 little helpers up on stage in Vegas. What's that mean? Well, if you're Justin and you jump to conclusions like General Motors wanted everybody to do, you would say, oh, it's an LT2 with turbos. But is there an LT2 with turbos? No, there's not. So what do we have? You have the LT7, okay, which is what they said to some of the other people at one of the other meetings in Vegas. They said this is going to be a new engine called the LT7. And what Justin has done is he has conveniently swept under the rug his original information that there's an LT2 with 2 little helpers, because what they meant was it's a code for it's an LT2 with 2 ram air ducts. Okay, that is the first year potentially of the Grand Sport, and then I think second or third year of the Grand Sport they're going to come out with a high compression, very advanced motor. And if you type in on Google $800 million GM engine factory, you'll see where up in Michigan, they gave an $800 million fund for the next generation of truck V8. And I've made videos about this. And it is the higher compression engine. I wanted Justin to share this stuff with you guys. I wanted him to get this shit right, okay? He refused to ever fucking repeat a single fucking word I explained to him. He couldn't say, hey guys, I got this source that says this, Brandon Byers at Vette Titan says this guy says this guy says this. He doesn't have the class. He is threatened by me. He thinks that when I'm arrogant on my videos, I'm against him, and I'm not. I'm arrogant against the jackfucks out there. However, unfortunately, Justin is friends with a lot of the jackfucks, okay? And so he decided to take the side of the jackfucks, which is fine. Be on the side of the jackfucks. But now you have wrong information. So he's reporting that there's going to be a zr1 with an LT2 with twin turbos on it. Wrong. Okay. And I went on to realize what was going on, that it's an LT2 with 2 little helpers, ram air, and I started making videos about it. I said, it is the Grand Sport. That car is the Grand Sport. My guys told me the Grand Sport's next. I know that they're not lying. Conti's guys told him that the Grand Sport's next. They're not lying. Okay. Justin and these guys have been fed proper information from myself. They've heard it from Conti. They know that we have guys on the inside. Meanwhile, Andrew at CSP, who's in a clique with Justin and Street Speed, decides that since he has one fucking friend in General Motors, maybe he has more, but because he has one friend that I know about, that one friend supposedly, according to Andrew at CSP, thinks that I am a joke, thinks that I'm a clown. Okay, so he believed that. So that's according to Andrew. That's fine. Believe I'm a clown. I don't care. There's 2 camps inside GM. The old camp, and guess what? There's a new guard. There's a new team in town now, guys, because there's a new chief engineer, right? Andrew didn't even know what the guy's name was. I'm not going to say what the guy's name is, okay? Because, I don't want it to get circulating around GM that this guy and I are friends, okay? But the point is, okay, the guy comes from Cadillac Racing. He knows how race cars are supposed to work, okay? Aaron Link comes from the Camaro team. He knows how race cars are supposed to work, okay? Tad's retired. there's going to be better cars here eventually. They're going to have proper weight distributions eventually, probably not till the C9. They're probably going to offer mechanical diffs and do cool things, but it's a ways out. In the meantime, I'm explaining problems with the cars. I start to get wind behind the scenes that not only does Justin think I'm full of shit, okay? It becomes obvious that Justin thinks I'm full of shit because he's reporting the total opposite. 6.2 with 2 little helpers confirmed. Okay. How you doing? So he basically he starts explaining stuff that's completely counterintuitive to what I've explained. Okay. So long story short, I know Justin's against me at this point, and I let him have it. I'm like, you disrespectful fuck. You don't even have the respect to give me a call and say, hey, Brandon, I don't agree with a single thing that you've said now. Is there any way that you can salvage your opinions to make them match up with mine? Because I got a guy at Vegas who said such and such, okay? He never gave me that courtesy. And he's like, I don't owe you that courtesy. After I give him all kinds of fucking information, this pompous fat fuck sits there, I don't owe you anything. After I drove to his fucking house, gave him parts, after I do a video about his fucking tint clear wrap shop and made it a positive video when they fucked up the fucking car. Okay, I have done everything. They promised me grill guards. He never fucking gave me the grill guards. He's a fucking deadbeat. Okay, I have done everything right for this guy, and he has done nothing right for me. He has fucked me. Every interaction that we've had, he's fucked me. He never gave me credit for giving him the things in his car. He didn't make the clear wrap right. He didn't give me the grill guards. He doesn't give me 1 ounce of recognition of saying, hey, here's Brandon Byers' opinion. Maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong. Let's fill up our hour and a half fucking long episode with some information about Brandon and what he says. Okay, he can't even give me 10 fucking seconds on his show. He's a selfish, self-absorbed, macaroni and cheese, cupcake eating fat motherfucker. Period. I will stand by that all, and he can sue the fuck out of me. I don't care. Meet me in court. Your Honor, there's the fat fuck. Do you have any disputes, Your Honor, that he's overweight and he's obese? No. Okay, Justin, you're fat. The end. Okay. So there's nothing here. Okay. Have you ever eaten a cupcake and macaroni and cheese? Yes, you have. Go fuck yourself. Okay. This is fact, guys. This isn't a secret. Okay. So the point is, okay, I'm not scared of these idiots. Okay. I'm not scared of these low IQ weirdos. Andrew has come out of the woodwork on numerous occasions, and we've talked on the phone. And when we have phone calls in the past, he's rude. I do my best to stay polite. He's rude. I'm not going to get into all the instances right now, but he's rude. He's like, he tries to play games where, you know how there's some people where you're like, okay, I have these puzzle pieces. Do you have any puzzle pieces that match up to these puzzle pieces where we can come to a better truth? He's not the kind of person where he volunteers his puzzle pieces. Instead, he's trying to prove that your puzzle pieces are not authentic. He's always trying to prove that I don't have people inside GM. And he always wants to counter it with, I know people inside GM. I don't doubt that you do. I don't doubt that you do. Who are the people that you know? Who are your sources? Where are you learning this stuff? When I told him about that the new Global B was coming out and that it was called, what's the fucking word for it? Not mastermind, but there's a word that they use. I can't remember what it is. Okay, first and foremost, I told him that the Z06 was going to have Bosch controllers inside of it. He said, where are you getting this information from? From inside GM, okay? I have people inside GM. Who is, I mean, it's like a fucking schoolgirl, bitch, shit, a conversation. It's always like uncomfortable. And it's like, let's just fucking get past this, man. Here's what I'm trying to solve. I'm trying to solve the clutch pressure. I'm trying to solve, we have dots and clutches. I understand you have dots and clutches. We're going to fix it. I believe you, dude, but we need to fix the clutch pressure. Can you fix the clutch pressure for me so we can actually upgrade the cars? He has never come out and made a big video about clutch pressure yet. But yet he wants to counter me when I say that nobody has it. You don't know what we have. Right, because you haven't fucking announced it to the world yet. We're in the year 2024 and you still haven't fucking announced it yet, have you? Whose fault's that, Andrew? So the point is, He comes on my wall. He says that everybody in GM thinks I'm a clown. He's just a disrespectful. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff. He didn't just counter me. He's calling me names. He's doing this. I mean, the dude does not respect me. It's a fact. I mean, it's a very observable fact that he says that I've never been right about anything. Justin at Horsepower Obsessed said the same exact words. These guys communicate, okay? They're in a clique. They use the exact same lingo. Brandon's never been right about anything. It was recorded on a fucking live video, and then Justin edited it out because he was getting so much flack. People were like, Brandon's never been right about anything? Are you guys fucking nuts? Okay? Brandon's the one who explained to us all the problems with the DCT and how to prevent them. Okay? It's just, so these guys, and so Andrew's like, I told you what's wrong with the fuel pump. I told you what's wrong with the one fuel pump. I'm like, buddy, you need 2 fuel pumps. No, you don't. I have plenty of cars driving around. And that one car that blew up Brandon, that's not my fault. I mean, and then the funny thing is these people start coming out of the woodwork and talking to me, but neither here nor there. I have never said a bad thing about Andrew to anybody. I really haven't. I can't think of a single person I've ever said a bad thing about Andrew to anybody. Even though I've been told things about Andrew, I've never said anything about him. These guys religiously talk shit about me behind my back, to my face, on my Facebook wall. I mean, they have no respect for me. And that's when I just finally let Andrew have it. I was like, you disrespectful fucking piece of shit. You arrogant know-it-all motherfucker. You don't know what you're fucking talking about, dude. And so neither here nor there. The rest is history. I put up that video yesterday and I got to the point about, okay, so let's talk about, okay, we're going to do a part 2 of this because I'm at 26 minutes and these videos take a long time to upload. Part 2 is coming. See ya.